monsters, right?
Yep.
Quipid, allophobia.
Quipid.
Quipid.
Id.
Quipid.
Aliophobia.
Phobia. Yes. Quipid, allophobia.
Hippopotamonstrosis quipid aliophobia.
So it's hippo monster, quipid.
Hippo monster?
Yeah. Hippo monster,
Yeah.
quipid, allophobia.
Hippopotamonstrosis quipid aliophobia, which is a phobia of the long words.
The following program may contain materials not suitable for all audiences and may be offensive to you or someone you know. Never seen or watched or to listen to the broadcast. You agree that you and you alone are responsible for the media you intake. Also, you actively agree to waive all rights to take legal or other actions against the broadcast or any other individuals in the broadcast. This broadcast is meant for entertainment purposes only and not to be considered advised. It is up to you to do your own research, your own facts. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right, guys. Welcome back to another week of the Talk Before You Run podcast abridged. And I say that because, we were supposed to post one last week, but we didn't. Or basically at the time of this recording today, but we did not. So we're just going to count that as we skipped it, but we're going to go ahead and do some more Am I the Asshole stories this week because we skipped. So, who knows? Maybe the next couple weeks might be regular podcasts. They may not. We don't know what the future holds. This might be the last episode we do. Who knows? Anything else anybody wants to add before we get started into this?
I don't have anything.
No, Waffle, you don't have nothing you want to add?
No, not right now.
Okay. So then we'll go ahead and jump right on into this then. So I'm going to start with story number 1. Am I the asshole for using my daughter's bathroom?
Wow. No. I would
No.
not.
No, because you own it.
Well,
Yeah, when I seen this title, I
it's-
had to, bro.
It said his daughter's bathroom, but we'll get into that. Well, I say no.
No.
yeah, I say no. For now.
All right. Let's see. It says, I don't know if ages are necessary here, but I'm 35 and my wife is 36 and our daughter is 15. English isn't my first language, so if there's any errors, I apologize. Oh, I'm glad he put that in here.
Thank you.
Says, we live in a 3-bedroom house. One of the bedrooms, our daughter's, has its own bathroom. And there's another bathroom downstairs. We wanted our daughter to have her own bathroom because she takes the longest to get ready for school. Shower, washing hair and makeup, etc. Yesterday, I woke up later than usual, and when I went downstairs to use the bathroom to get ready for work, my wife was in there taking a shower. I asked her if I could come in and shave while she was showering, but she told me no and that I had to wait. I told her I was going to be late, but she told me that that is my fault for not getting up early, which, yes, it was, but me and my wife had some wine the night before, and I forgot to set my alarm. Okay, first off, that's no excuse. It's still your fault.
Mhm.
So I went to my daughter's room to ask if I could use her bathroom. She was also in her bathroom getting ready, but she told me that I could come in and get ready while she was in there. So I came in, took a quick shower, shaved, and left. But when I come home from work, my wife was angry with me that I used our daughter's bathroom. So I told her that I wouldn't have made it wouldn't had to have if she'd let me use ours while she was in there. We argued for a bit, and my wife has been barely speaking to me since that argument. My daughter thinks her mom is overreacting and that me using her bathroom wasn't a big deal. I honestly don't know if I'm in the wrong here, so am I the asshole for using her bathroom?
That story went way different than what I thought it was
Yeah.
going.
What? So wait, I was expecting the daughter to be mad.
Same here.
And it's the wife that's mad and okay. I'm gonna go first. I still stick with my answer. Like, why are you mad? Like, hold up, because you used the daughter's restroom instead of y'all's, but you didn't let him while you were using it? I don't understand like how using the daughter's bathroom was wrong.
It sounds to me like the wife is a control freak.
Okay, so I completely agree with what y'all just said about not this story going The complete opposite of what I thought, because I honestly thought the daughter was going to be the one that was be mad
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, the daughter's not even mad.
Yeah, she thinks her mom's overreacting.
I think the
So-
daughter's right.
I do too. I don't think the dude's the asshole. I mean, the dude is going to be late for work. She wouldn't let him in, so he went and used the other bathroom. What reason is there to be mad about? And then on top of that, I mean, I could have seen if the daughter would have been, a little upset or something like that. Go in there, mess up all my stuff, so on and so forth. I could see being a little upset about that. But for her to be mad, that don't make no sense to me.
I have a question for the wife. What else
Well,
would you like
You have a
your husband
question?
to do? Would you like him to go to the neighbors and use their bathroom?
Yeah,
well,
why
then
is she
probably
weirded
really would've
out?
been mad.
Yeah, why is she weirded out that he used the daughter's restroom in the first place? Like, is it not their house? Like, is a man not allowed to use the restroom where he needs to use when he needs to use it, and you're telling him no? Like, first of all, we both pay bills, right? Like, I'm gonna take a deuce wherever I got to. What do you mean I can't use the restroom?
I wasn't saying, and then only said he had to get ready for work. So
Well, even at that, like if I have to use a restroom for getting ready to use it to if I need to sit in there and think, I'm gonna sit in there and think, okay? But you're not gonna tell me I can't use the restroom for whatever reason.
it's pretty fucked up. I think it's weird.
Mhm.
I don't know why she would be mad about it, but I am gonna say that he's not the asshole. Me personally.
I agree.
Same.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. So I think she needs to go back in that bathroom that she wouldn't let him use. Close the door, take a good long look in the mirror, and reevaluate her thoughts on everything.
Me too.
Yeah, give me 1 second, and we'll start the second story. I'm gonna give y'all the title for this one. Am I the asshole for giving my son's room to my grandchild?
Wait,
I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with no.
Mm.
What was it?
Am I the asshole for giving my son's room to my grandchild?
No.
I'm gonna go with no this time, but just for now. I think could go totally opposite.
Yeah, I'm undecided on this one. I completely, because it's all right. Well, we'll hop into it and we'll figure out, because like I said, I'm completely undecided on this one. I'm a 56-year-old woman and I have 3 children. Brad, who's 32, Emma, who's 29, and Sophia, who's 23. Brad lives about 4 hours away. Emma just recently moved back home and Sophia still lives with my husband and I. Emma was engaged and the relationship became abusive, so we urged her to stay with us for a while for both safety reasons and financial reasons. She is 32 weeks pregnant and her first child, our first grandchild. She works hard, but took a financial hit when her relationship ended and home prices are insanely high here. We have a nice size 4-bedroom home that we've owned since the kids were little. All 3 of our kids had their own rooms, and Brad's room is currently vacant except for a few times a year he visits. Brad moved out about 3 years ago and did not at all take care of his room. I had to do a lengthy clean when he moved out, and the room has been needing to be redone for quite a while. I told Emma that I would happily help her renovate Brad's room for the baby. The baby will be sleeping in her room for the first few months anyways, but the nursery will give her a dedicated space to keep the baby's things and for baby to sleep once the bassinet is outgrown. My only caveat
Caveat.
was that the room needs to have a bed for Brad's visits when he comes home. He can either stay in his old room and the baby can be in a pack and play with Emma, or Emma can stay in the baby's room and Brad can stay in hers. It's not ideal, but it's the best option for Emma at the time, and we can make it work. I was telling Brad about the plans to renovate his room into a nursery, and he freaked out. He said I should have asked him, not told him. He feels I'm trying to erase him from the family and that I'd rather have the baby than him. He said he's not going to visit anymore or come home for holidays because he won't feel welcome. He feels his sister was irresponsible to get pregnant and that she's not owed his childhood bedroom for her child. He feels it has sentimental value and that I'm just getting rid of that without a second thought. I disagree with him wholeheartedly. I love all my kids and my unborn grandchild, and I'm just trying to do right by all of them with the resources I have. He comes home very few times a year, less than 10 nights per year, and to me it just doesn't make sense to have a vacant room when it could really use the space for the baby. Am I the asshole for giving away his childhood bedroom?
I'm gonna stick with no.
No.
I wasn't here for the story, but I still say no.
Where in the world did you go for the story?
Yeah.
I was there for the beginning, but then my husband couldn't find sleepers pajamas for Zeke, so I had to run to my car to grab them. Then I forgot my keys, so I had to run back up here, grab my keys, and run back down there for him to say, "Found some." So now I'm back.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
What was the last thing you heard? I'll reread from wherever it was the last thing that you heard.
Something about somebody's wife not having a home because the house prices were too high. But I kind of put the pieces together that I guess the father-in-law gave his grandson, or his son's bedroom to his grandson. So I still think he's not an asshole for doing that because his son is obviously not fucking living there. So he can just suck a dick and go somewhere else.
All right.
Am I close?
First off, it was a woman. No.
A woman? Oh, okay. Well, then.
Yeah, it was the mom. He visits a few times a year.
Okay.
He lives about 4 hours away,
Hmm.
which of course you heard that part.
Yeah.
And he's mad and said that his sister was irresponsible for getting pregnant and that the room has sentimental values and that he feels that if he goes visit that he wouldn't be welcome, so he's not going to visit anymore. And that's basically the gist of it.
Well, I don't think that he wouldn't be welcomed. He's still family, and whatever anger that he felt towards his sister, whatever anger that she felt towards him, if they're siblings, it's just gonna disappear because that's just how it is. And as far as him saying that it's pretty much her fault for getting pregnant because she wasn't careful, anything could happen at any time. She probably was using protection, and maybe it just didn't work because that happens. So, there's
So,
no blame
for
on
me-
her.
like this thing, like my mom, I'm gonna say from my experience, my mom, we grew up in a household where we didn't have bedrooms for each of us to have our own room. My mom worked us up, took maybe till we were in high school for us to finally get a place, or when I was in high school, for us to finally for each of us to get our own room. When I left high school, or like when I left and I moved out, my mom kept my room, like kept it the same. And she was like, "Oh, it's here if you ever, need to return back home," kind of thing. My sister got pregnant, and my room being the biggest, they naturally gave it to my sister for the bassinet to be in the same room, to be next to the baby, all that stuff. When I got back, I was pissed. I was mad. But then I was like, it's not even my room anymore.
Yeah.
Like all the sentimental value, like all like everything I've done in that room. Like I learned a lot of stuff in that room. All my stuff that was in there is gone. It's just I had to realize it. Like I had to come to realize like it was literally just a room. All the stuff that I had that was sentimental, I took either with me or it was gone already.
Yeah.
They didn't change the room or anything, but giving it away because she ended up getting pregnant, and coming back home, or like I guess she didn't really leave at the time. She just kind of thought she was grown and moved out, and then came back. Um, but yeah, I mean, you're not owed that room. You're not like my mom now. If we any of us go back, she now has 3 bedrooms that were once ours that now anybody can use. And it's a room. I wouldn't get mad about it. Like at first, it was like, oh, well, you know what? But it wasn't like I would never return here again because I don't feel welcome. Like
Yeah,
my
that's just going
like
a little too far.
yeah, and so that's why I feel like no, dude. Like first of all, that is their house that they pay for. They can assign whatever room they want to any. If they want to give it to a homeless person off the street, that's up to them.
Yeah, not up to you.
But
bud.
you left or whatever, that is no longer your room. Yeah, you had memories in it, great, but you don't see, somebody moving from their house and then coming later back on in life and be like, hey, this used to be my old house. I got to move back in here. You got to let me, I'm entitled to that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I still
You never know.
stand
They
on-
might be have people out there that think that away.
Yeah, well, they're wrong. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my input. Like, as experiencing it, like,
Firsthand.
I understand. Like, yeah, at first I was mad, like, yeah, but it wasn't until it was like maybe 30 minutes that I was like, man, yeah, whatever. But it was never like, y'all don't care about me. Y'all don't want me here. I'm never coming back because y'all gave up my room. I was more like, damn, what happened to my room? Like, oh, we gave it to your sister. What? Like, she had her own room. Why'd you give up mine? And it was more so because she had the baby. She needed the room for it. She had the playpen, the stroller, the everything she needed for the baby. So I was like, whatever, man. I just need a place to sleep. And if you're coming, wait, once every like 4 or what? He stayed 4 hours away.
Yeah, he lives 4 hours away and he comes like a handful of times a year.
Yeah, it's
Less
no
than
big
10 nights
deal.
per
It's
year.
no, it's no big deal. It's like no different than staying at a hotel. Like it's not like you're having to pay for anything. It's not like they changed up anything. They didn't put a sign on your door that said "Don't ever show up back here again." Like I don't know.
And if he really had like sentimental values to the room, the way he could think about it is that it's going to be creating new memories for the sister and for the child to grow up in, not just they took my room, I want it back, so I'm going to have a big grown man tantrum. I don't know. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, I think it's weird. I don't think that they're the asshole, but I do think he might have. I get so like what Beaker said makes perfect sense because I was the same way whenever I moved out. But I think he overreacted a little bit. And give him a few days and he'll be fine. But yeah, definitely overreacted some.
I don't think OP's the asshole. I think she had an asshole.
Well, everybody's got an
Facts.
asshole.
Facts. Yeah.
But general consensus, not an asshole.
Not an
But an
asshole.
overreactive 32-year-old son.
He
All right.
he needs to go to timeout for a little bit.
Yeah, put him in the corner in the room that's not his.
Right?
This one sounds kind of juicy, guys.
I love juice.
Am I the asshole for not wanting to invite my boyfriend's ex who disrespected me to my engagement party?
No, you were
No.
definitely not the asshole.
No, what? First of all, wait, get into it. Get it, because what the? Just yeah, no, you're not the asshole. Just
Yeah,
I
agreed.
invite my boyfriend's ex either.
It says
we-
me. Or we'll get into it. Me, 25 female, and my boyfriend, 25 male, have been together for 4 years, and we are getting engaged this month. We're having a party for our family and friends. Our group of friends still include a 24-year-old female. Let's call her Carly. Carly and my boyfriend dated for less than a month, and it didn't work out, so they kept being friends. We used to talk to Carly normally when we meet, but apparently she wasn't over my boyfriend yet, so So she was so mad when she knew that we were together. She even told him she was mad at him for choosing someone other than her. At 4. What? Due to the short-term relationship, I never considered her an ex. They also ended on good terms, so no one thought anything like this would happen. Carly kept disrespecting me when she spoke to me and used to greet my boyfriend with a warm hug while looking at me to make sure I saw her hug him. Then she cries to our friends about us being together when we leave, but I tried not to give so much attention to whatever she was trying to do. I had trust in my boyfriend, and that's all that mattered. We tried to make up things with Carly. What we tried to make, that's what I said. I tried to make things with Carly. She admitted she wasn't over my boyfriend when she did all that, but now she is, and she is happy for us. Unfortunately, that was not the case when we told her we were making things official with our parents a year ago. She was mad all over again, upside down smiley face. I had to put that in there because it's in the story. Our friends still invited Carly to their birthdays and special events, but she's not our friend anymore. Even when we meet, we never say hi or anything. Recently, we were discussing our engagement guest list with our friends, and they said I should invite Carly just because we're inviting the whole group. They think it's not, they think that not inviting her would seem very, it says pity, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be petty of me, and will make me look like the asshole and that I should be the bigger person. Edit. Are the friends I discussed with are my brother-in-law and his fiance, who is also my best friend. My friend and boyfriend did actually confront her. She did say that she was sorry about everything and the past is in the past. They all told her to get over him because nothing is ever going to happen between them. It was still obvious that she is not, and everyone around me thinks the same. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the story. Therefore, we decided to cut contact with each other. Her sister and her husband are part of the group and are invited, which is why they think it sounds like I care too much not to invite her while her sister is invited, which is not the reason at all. What should I do? Am I the asshole if I invite the whole group of friends and not her because we're not friends anymore? And am I the asshole for not wanting someone who can't be happy for me to be invited to my party?
No, you're not the asshole. If she was disrespecting you from the beginning, um, I wouldn't invite her either. Not one bit.
Regardless of the situation that they dated, they more than likely did stuff. You are not invited. Disrespected or not, if you have history with my partner, like I don't want you around. Like, yeah, I mean, I get like cool close friends and stuff like that, but if y'all have been together, people have known y'all together, and you're just hanging about, I'm not about to have people like, oh, this is going on, oh, this is going on. Like, that's just dead. And then to feel some kind of way that you're not invited to because you disrespected, and this is our wedding, this is our day. I don't know. Like, if the person I was getting married to was like, hey, they're my best friend, or hey, we're really good friends, like, I'm not going to be fucking happy about it, but I'm going to bite my tongue through it because it's like, okay, this is your day. I want it to be about you just as much as it's about me. But at the same time, like, if you were disrespecting my partner at the beginning of the relationship, more than likely that shit's dead right there. Like, you're not, I don't care how close we are, you're not disrespecting my partner, especially somebody that I'm marrying. It just doesn't make sense to even have them around for them to entertain, for you to entertain that, or your partner to entertain it. if they're disrespecting your partner or they're disrespecting you, I just don't think they should have even kept a close relationship to the point where you felt that you deserved to be invited.
Yeah, no question, not the asshole.
Yeah.
Say no question at the asshole too. It would have been a different story if, you know, you wouldn't have been disrespectful and y'all were all still part of the same friend group and y'all are all still friends, but you didn't invite her just because of that matter, like the ex part. Then
Mhm.
yeah, I could see where you're being petty and being a little bit of an asshole about it. But for the fact that she was disrespected and y'all really weren't friends come around to this point, then no, I don't think that they're the asshole.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at, but
But-
I don't know how to
Well-
English, so.
Like, if you wanted to be a part of the wedding with him so bad, maybe you should have made things work out with each other. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know,
Or
you wanted
just
to be
crash
here.
the wedding. Say fucking crash the wedding. That way I can get a Reddit story about that one.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
Am I
that,
the
that's
asshole for
yeah,
crashing
that,
my
I should have
ex's
went.
wedding?
Am I the asshole for crashing my ex's or future husband's wedding with a bitch that I don't like? Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
wait to see that up in a few months.
Not even a few months, the week of.
Right.
All right, let's see how this one goes over. Or do y'all still got more to say about that one?
No,
Oh, we're good, I think.
She felt
Okay.
entitled.
Basically, am I the asshole for neutering someone else's dog?
Yes,
What?
maybe. More than likely, yes.
Wait, what? The
Am I
Wait,
the
who's
asshole
going-
for neutering someone else's
Who's
dog?
going around neutering dogs?
Well,
Okay,
that depends if the
yeah, I'm
dog
gonna
is
say-
kidnapped and neutered.
I'm gonna say yes. I don't know how many circumstances do you find yourself not being an asshole neutering somebody else's dog.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I'm tired of your dog breeding mine. Fucking,
I'm gonna say no for right now.
yeah, I'm gonna say no. It's bound to change based off because that's a topic of a story in itself. So I'm curious where this goes with it.
All right. Now it starts off short story. So this is pretty long. So I'd hate to see what the actual long story is. The short story. Found a dog at the train station. The next week was going to be very rainy and cold, so I took him home. Sweet little dude, good temperament, not trained at all. No collar, no microchip. I posted him on every pet finder and community social media site. Did not get any responses for a week. Took him to the local animal service organization for a full checkup and to have him checked in as a lost dog. But everyone there thought he was a stray. Just in case, they asked if I was willing to foster him after a 7-day hold because the shelter is always at capacity. I reluctantly agreed. I already have 2 dogs, and although all 3 got along amazingly, 3 dogs in an apartment is a lot, and I don't even work from home, so not for feeding purposes. All dogs have to be in their own rooms during the day. Old dog is on a special diet and hangs out in the guest room. Medium dog is just dog. What? Medium dog is just dog.
He's just dog. Yeah, he
gets
doesn't have
the
a
run of
special
the
diet.
house. Yeah, she gets the run of the house and found dog was on puppy food and in the bathroom, which is luckily very full of light and big enough for a huge dog bed. That would seem like a mouthful that I just read right there. The Animal Service Agency fixes all animals at intake. Full stop. This is their official process, and I have nothing to do with that. They get full checkup, initial shots if they don't have records, which a found dog generally does not, and it is not harmful. Flea, tick, and deworming, and a spray neuter. So the kid got a neuter. A week later, I picked him up to foster him with a fresh new set of no balls. He was with me for 3 more weeks. At this point, I was contacted by his original owners. Finally, they shared photos and it was the dog. Of course, I invited them over to pick him up and they came right away. This is a mistake, number 1, because now they have my number and my address. I intended. Okay, wait. Number and my address. I thought it was okay and they seemed nice, but they became furious when they saw that the dog was fixed. They had intended to breed him, and I had cost them valuable income. This dog was missing for 5 weeks, and somehow that's what they complained about. Now, because they have my contact information, they are harassing me via text, voicemail, and had someone actually come to my house demanding payment. Of course, they're not getting it, and the guy at my house backed off as soon as he saw my own big dog. But am I the asshole for taking the dog to the animal shelter, resulting in him getting neutered? To be honest, where I found him was next to a very busy road, and he could have easily gotten hit by a car. So a little snip snip is definitely a better future for him. Also, my area has way too many strays due to unfixed animals, which is why the shelter is packed always. And then it says, update. Well, I sort of expected this. My dog walker came to my apartment this afternoon, and there was a small dog tied to the railing to my door. What? What a shock. Who do you think it is? I guess I have three dogs now. Wish me luck.
Well, okay. So no, he's not the asshole, because if you're willing to give your dog up that simple, it was never that big of a deal in the first place, and you lost your dog for 5 weeks. I mean, my dog gets out. I'm looking around the entire neighborhood, and everybody here has acres of land. What do you mean? How do you let your dog get out? And that's not like your priority. If it was that big of a deal, that's your income. You were gonna breed it, and you know it costs them money and blah blah blah. Your dog, if it's that important to you, you know where it's at all times. My dogs get out. One of them will come back. The other one, she likes to wander off. And she, like, my grandma's greatest fear is her being, you know, yeah, her being de-virginized. She's never been around other dogs. She's never, besides my dog, which my dog, I mean, at this point, he don't care for none of that. So there's no breeding. My dog's fixed anyways, but it comes down to the fact that if your dog is that important, you're not losing it for 5 weeks. And you're going to put up notes. You're going to look for every post that somebody, hey, I found a dog, whatever the case. When somebody says they put up a post, that means you weren't looking hard enough, and he found it in your area. I mean, so I don't know. And the guy saved the dog and got it treated, taken care of, even though he had no room and two other dogs to take care of. Now he's got three, because the whole big deal that you made, the harassing, the bothering, blowing up, being at that guy's door, was for nothing at all. So no, this guy was not the asshole. The asshole was the guy that lost his dog in the first place.
I can see it both ways, but not in the fact that the OP is an asshole. What I mean by that is I can see where the owner of the dog could be a little perturbed about their dog coming back to them, not in one piece, so to speak.
Not fully attacked. Attached.
Right. With missing pieces. Yeah, right. So, as a dog owner myself, personally, I wouldn't let it go that long, because my dog has actually got out once, and day of, I was out and about searching,
Exactly.
and he came back the next day, but I was still searching,
Yeah.
knocking on doors and everything like that.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean. If you have a dog, you can relate. I mean, it's as simple as that. I don't know where you can see the other guy being an asshole for just taking care of the dog. He didn't know somebody cared enough when it's out wandering.
I believe that the shelter may. I don't know. It's a crappy situation to begin with. So maybe if the guy didn't waited a little while for after the post, or maybe said, "Hey, look, let's forego the spay or neuter this go around, and then if it comes up that we can't find the owner, then we'll go ahead and do that, and you can
Well, that's
put him in the
thing.
system."
Shelters, especially a lot in Georgia, will make Facebook pages, join these groups that have the lost dog or found dog label on it. And if they see that you found a dog in a certain area, they will comment on your post. I've had to do this like twice already with the dog. They'll say, we've tagged your post. If the dog isn't in a shelter with X amount of days, we're coming to get the dog. So regardless, they would have known sooner or later, well, when this person made the post.
I don't use Facebook, and I'm
Well,
pretty sure I'm not the only one.
well, no. The thing is, it's just there can be places like we have a neighborhood app. The neighborhood app allows everybody to communicate within the neighborhood, and surrounding neighborhoods. There's other ways to there's other ways to get it out that, hey, my dog is lost. I need all eyes. And if it's as busy as it is, I mean, somebody's bound to have seen the dog or, whatever. I mean, people around here, there's constantly $500. We've seen up to one old lady posted a $10,000 reward for a fucking little dog that got out. And it's like, okay, this lady's old. Like, she can't chase the dog. She can't. So yeah, we, with all eyes out on the neighborhood, we kept an eye out, and somebody found the dog and they didn't want her money.
We got
So
the
it's-
radio here.
So it's like out here, because there's things that can attack your pets, and
Mhm.
People care for their neighbors' animals. We all know each other. Like, I know the person down the street has a horse. Like, I know, there's a guy that owned, he had monkeys and ostriches and stuff like that back there. Like, I mean, we all knew everybody's pets. I mean, it just, and somebody made a post, we're all on it, or for the most part, we're keeping an eye out. But to go 5 weeks
Yeah.
without, that's yeah.
neglect right there.
You making a post and then somebody else making a post about it, somebody's bound to see double those posts in the area and be like, hey, make the connection of both these people are looking for the same, this guy's looking for the dog, this guy found a dog.
Right. I know that we use a lot of the talk shows on the radio will go through and scrub like Facebook or other stuff like that and announce lost and or found dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't, bottom line is, I don't think this guy's an asshole for taking in the dog. And I don't see a point to where he is. And he did the right thing. I mean,
Right.
they would have found this dog and nobody would have had taken care of this dog. They probably would have put him down.
Right.
So in the sense that this guy saved the dog's life from either being ran over or being put down.
Right.
By simply snipping, all the guy can think about is, oh, now I can't make money off this dog. Clearly, that's all he cared about, because he brought the dog back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just in that sense, yeah, he didn't care for the dog. He cared what the dog could do for him. That is it. And so the guy never deserved the dog. This guy who didn't even have to take the dog in did what he had to and still ended up keeping the dog. So, yeah, not the asshole.
Not the asshole at all.
Not the asshole.
Agreed.
Okay, so we're gonna do two more of them. One's gonna be very, very, very short, but I feel like there's a lot of conversations that can stretch off of this one.
No,
And one's gonna be very, very, very long.
I just went off the dog one.
Well, we're gonna do the short one first.
Okay.
Am I the asshole? I suggested my girlfriend pay $500 a month in rent while I pay $2,500, and she thinks she should pay $0.
Oof.
Like I said, this is a short one, so I'm just going to go ahead and read it. Dating for 2 years, she started residency, has a $290,000 loan with a 7% interest, so I get why she's stressed. I've been making only $55K a year, but now with my new job, I make about $180K. We'd move across the country for her program, and I suggested we get a place that's around $3,000 a month in rent. And she only has to pay like $500. She says I'm an asshole and I should pay the entire rent in the efforts to woo her. I'm open to discussing different arrangements. I'm just a bit shocked that she thinks that she should pay $0, and she thinks it's a sign that I am not willing to commit to her and provide for her financially. Am I indeed the asshole?
No.
No, not
the
in
whole
this sense.
commitment thing is on her because the whole reason behind dating someone is to become in a partnership with them, and in a partnership you share the burden of life.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Switch could have said that any better.
Okay, and in the aspect of Like, if there was some kind of agreement, like maybe like if he's getting this place like on his own, she's no part of it, like she's not on it. I don't see if he was just moving, like he's getting his own place, whatever. And she's just a girlfriend he's dating. She's not. She lives with him. They move across. That's different. You're starting a life with this person, So, yeah, I mean, in the sense, I believe paying something or carrying somewhat of your own weight in the place that you live in and, everyday usage of, yeah. But if it's like his own place and she was just visiting from time to time or, at least once a week, even say at that, I don't see saying, oh, yeah, you need to pay $500 or anything for that matter because it's technically your place, You'd pay that regardless if she was there or not.
Yeah. That'd be like if I was to get a girlfriend right now and I would expect her to take over half of my bills.
Yeah.
That's just not right.
And he's the one that suggested, like, oh, let's get about a $3,000 a month. My guy. Okay, cool. You make 180, a year, right? Okay, but you're paying $3. Like, I don't. That's crazy. Like, for one,
180K a year, $3,000 a month, still a lot of money.
Yeah, and it was your suggestion to do for just
but
you.
It was also moving across country for her.
That's what I'm saying. She's moving. If he's moving across country, that's a committed relationship. Like when you take that step,
they are both moving across the country for her program. That's what it says.
But he makes 180 a year at his new job. Did he really lose out?
That's still $36,000 a year if you'd pay $3,000 a month.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know that.
That's a lot of money. That's more than what I make in a year. Well, about what I make in a year.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not looking for a $3,000 home.
It also depends on where they're going. I mean, you don't know where they're moving to. If they're moving to New York, the smallest apartment there might be $3,000.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you do that to yourself at that point, like putting, I guess, yeah. But I mean, you can also find places that you make do with what you have. Just because you can afford it doesn't mean shit. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying. We don't know where they're going, what it is. It might only be $3,000 a month. Might be the cheapest one they could find.
Yeah, but even at that, I don't see that being the case. Regardless, it's just you're expecting, if you're living together, you're expected to pay something. Like, it's just part of it. I don't see no argument to that. So he's not the asshole in the sense that
let's talk to the only woman in the group right now. Waffle, what do you think? What do you think?
I think she should get her panties out of a bunch and just pay the damn rent if she wants to be with this man.
Mm-hmm. That's to say, it's only 500. He's asking 500 out of 3, which is what, like an 8, pretty much like an eighth of what he's having to pay. I just don't understand how that's even an argument. He's willing to pay everything else while you do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's not even saying that he may not be paying that $270,000 loan off too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he's making that kind of money, and she's expecting him to pay everything on here to woo her. Yeah, that shit's dead. Like, you out of here for that. Like,
that little bit kind of annoyed me. Right
yeah,
there.
I would have been like, dude,
you're already dating.
Going back. Yeah, you're already together. And it kind of like,
hell, even if you're not dating, and if you're just trying to start dating somebody or whatever, you're talking to somebody, $3,000 a month to woo somebody, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, it's your damn mind.
Somebody else.
Yeah, no,
yeah, that's more than I'm making a year.
Yeah, well, fuck, that's more than. Well,
wait, what? Wait, I'm not gonna even go back to what Sis just said. Oh man, that killed me. Yeah, that kills me though, man. It's just it's like, I don't know, like some people. This guy would have been paying, by his by the way it sounds, he would have been living an expensive lifestyle either way, which is fine because if you can, I mean, you're making 180, then fine, that's fine. But it just it makes no sense to sit there and think I don't have to pay
She
anything.
she
And
gives me the vibes of a chick that works and still goes, "Honey, give me your credit card so I can go to the shopping."
She's got like
That's the kinds of vibes I'm getting for this shit. Because she's
gold-plated
starting a
shovel.
residency, so that means that she's a nurse. Okay.
hey, I would have been out when like nurse career, like I'm out. So like, yeah, no, you can take your 500 and
Okay,
your
yeah,
nurse
but
career.
we get why you watch too much Grey's Anatomy.
No,
Or
I ain't
represent whichever
trusting.
one.
I ain't trusting nothing in that sense. Like, but even at that, like that mentality, and she's in it. Like, no, no, I'm out. Like that mentality is not enough. If she was like, I got to get to this money so we can make it together, whatever, and we can build together, that would have been different. But to sit
Yeah, but
there
even
with the
getting to this money, $500 a month to a nurse ain't nothing.
okay, but that's what I'm saying is she doesn't even want to give up that and meet him an eighth of the way of what he's willing to do. So why am I going to trust you to use up my money and be a nurse? Like it ain't. No. I gotta stay late. It's a shift I gotta take. It is 2 o'clock in the morning. Nah, I'm good. You can take your $500 and sleep in that fucking resident room. All right.
No.
It's just not happening.
So general consensus, he's not the asshole, needs to find him another girlfriend.
Yep.
Yes.
Get rid of
needs
her
to-
and her gold digging shovel.
Oh yeah, that shovel is massive.
For sure. All right. Last one of the night. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my stepson and his newly pregnant girlfriend move in with us?
No.
No, unless she was kicked out of her house.
I'm gonna go with. I'm trying to think of scenarios in my head first before I give an answer, because like
That
I
one's
don't.
gonna be as
yeah.
well, but I'm still gonna go with no.
Oh man, I really hope they have a good relationship, but I'm gonna go with no.
It says, my wife, 40 female, and I, 42 male, have been married for 3 years. We don't have any kids together, but she has 2 kids from a previous relationship, 21-year-old female and a 19-year-old male. I have decent relationships with her kids, but due to their ages when I met their mom, I never assumed a father-type role, and they just never expected me to fill that for them. Their bio dad is involved in their lives, and we all get along pretty well. My stepdaughter's in college, so we don't see her very often, and my stepson, Joe, lives a few hours away from us with his girlfriend and works full-time. A couple of weeks ago, Joe called my wife and asked if he and his girlfriend could come and visit. My wife was very excited because she hasn't seen Joe in a while, but Joe never just visits for fun. It's almost always when he needs something and knows my wife has a harder time saying no if he asks in person. So I wasn't surprised at all when Joe and his girlfriend excitedly told us that they just found out that they were expecting. And girlfriend is 9 weeks along. After the initial excitement and tears from my wife, Joe dropped the question, and I knew it was coming, that they wanted to move in with my wife and I while they get their feet under them because they currently have a one-room apartment and it isn't big enough for a baby. My wife looked at me and must have sensed my hesitation because she said, this is something we all need to discuss first to make sure it'll work. Joe and his girlfriend agreed and told us to ask them anything. My wife asked a few questions about whether or not this was planned and what their plans are besides moving in with us. Joe and his girlfriend started talking about how their apartment could work if absolutely needed, but it's tiny and there's no separate room for the baby. They could also save a lot of money by living with us and get a better place sooner that way. Then Joe's girlfriend said it wasn't planned, but they are both so excited to be parents. She said she had to switch her birth control due to hormonal imbalance and that Joe hates using condoms. and it just kind of happened. Joe then laughed and joked about how much condoms sucked. I had been mostly quiet up to this point, but after Joe made that joke, I spoke up. I told them that it sounds like both of them knew that the girlfriend was in a transition period with birth control, and they knew this sort of thing could happen, and yet still chose to be stupid about it. I told them they are both idiots if they think I'm going to be okay with them moving in with us with a baby when the situation was completely preventable by them not being dumb. Joe's girlfriend started crying, and my wife and Joe immediately started consoling her. My wife scolded me for being too harsh and that we all still have a lot to talk about. My wife and I have been fighting about this ever since. She thinks we need to help in any way that we can, and I think that since Joe and his girlfriend were dumb enough to get themselves into this, I don't want to end up being responsible for a baby when they inevitably do something dumb again. Am I the asshole?
Oh,
No.
no,
Now,
no.
I also want to keep in mind the general consensus for this is not the asshole.
I don't think he's the asshole at all. Because if they knew that she was having hormonal changes, I don't know why I can't talk to tonight. I'm sorry.
Close enough.
Then, I mean, that's kind of on them.
Well, in the sense, it sounds like as soon as they found out, he already had a plan to run back
Mm.
home. And like, and again, I hate to be able to relate, but like, not in the stepson part, but like my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm big and bad. I ran off. I live on my own type deal. Gets girl pregnant. Then it's like, Mom, what am I going to do? Blah, blah, blah. Runs back home, asking if he can live there because he doesn't have any money and he doesn't have a job. But the whole time he was out, he was like, nah, I got this. This is easy. Big and bad because of it. And, oh, I don't like condoms. I don't like the way they feel. That whole excuse was thrown
It's just
around.
that, an excuse.
Yeah. And it's like, dude, there's, I told my brother ever since I was, because at first, like, yeah, he's scared to walk into, Walmart and get a box of condoms. And it's like, all right, dude, look, you'd rather be buying these things than buying diapers, okay? And,
If you're not ready for a child.
well, even at that, like, in my head at 18, 19, I was like, yeah, I'm ready for a kid. I'm ready for a kid. No, the fuck I wasn't. No person should be having a kid at 19, 18, 19 years old because you're still trying to figure shit out. Can't even buy alcohol.
Kid yourself.
Yeah. So the fact that you're sitting there and you're making the decision to have a kid or even have sex unprotected or whatever, because yeah, I mean, I was in high school and the girl I was with, I was like, I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with her. I ain't got nothing to worry about. I ain't pulling out. I ain't using no like nothing. She was on birth control and that's what we trusted. That was it. And the kind you have to take every day. So yeah, it was just more or less trusting that she was taking it. And yeah, I was young and stupid. Luckily, in the sense I didn't have kids. But as I got older, I was like, man, I don't want just a kid from some random, And I was like, all right, condoms got to be used. Condoms got to be staying in like you just, that's your go-to. Like, never trust just I'm on birth control because that's just wild. You don't ever trust that. Or trust the transitional period of switching.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
yeah,
definitely you
no,
don't trust the transitional period that you're switching because you're not on birth control.
it's just the idea of, because like here's plan B. There's other, they make stuff to where like you'd buy a bunch of like different things that were okay, fine, you didn't pull out, was it worth the $50? But go and spend it. You took no you took no caution to it, like after the fact, and then when you found out, you're like, oh, we're good, but just run back home. And to have no kind of like relationship with the stepdad, as you said, yeah, everybody gets along, but he never was expected or never stepped in to fill in some kind of shoes. I think running back home and expecting mom to say yes because that's mom, I don't know. Doesn't sit right because it's like, did you made the mistake or you made the conscious decision to have a kid? You have a job? All right. You were, I don't know what more to tell you. You have a job, you have a kid on the way. Didn't they say they had their own place?
Yeah.
They said they had a small apartment.
1 bedroom.
So,
And they said it would work in a pinch if they absolutely had to.
Well, then there you go.
exactly. You're not
But you
dying
got to
for it.
figure for the first 3 or 4 years, you might as well expect that baby to be attached to you anyways.
Right?
Exactly. I mean,
Buffalo knows
A
about
1
that.
bedroom apartment's not the problem.
yeah.
I'm gonna
But
tell you
yeah.
where the thing would have come in. It would have been like, Mom, I need some money for some baby food. Mom, I need some money for some diapers. Mom, I need some money for this. Mom, can you watch my son or daughter?
Mhm.
Mom, can you take him for the weekend? Mom, can you take him for a week? That's where the problem would have came in.
Mhm.
And in the sense that, like, if it's like, hey, can you take them for the weekend? I got to go out of town for a business trip. And, mom is completely dying sick, whatever the case. Like, there's certain scenarios, certain reasons, like, hey, yeah, I can help out here and there. But when it's expected and it's like your go-to is like, hey, my fallback plan or my go-to plan is to just go ahead and ask mom. You can't figure nothing else out. You can't, do anything else. But
Failing to plan is planning to fail.
yeah,
Also, keep in mind, the dude's only 19 years old. First off, he shouldn't be having a kid this early. Second off, he's still in, like I said, he's still a child himself. What do you
Yeah.
do whenever you're a child and you're in trouble? You go to your parents.
yeah, but it's just like when you leave and you think you're grown to like live on your own and make these grown
Better
decisions.
expect those grown, expect those
Yeah,
grown decisions.
those grown decisions come with grown fucking consequences. Good or bad, they come with consequences of just anything. That's life. So when you make the decision to move out, your parents kind of make the decision and be like, okay, you've got this, They don't ever always admit it, or they don't always be like, oh yeah, I'm so ready for you. Like my parents, they didn't give a shit. Like, they didn't care who left when time or what age. But in the sense that if we needed help, we knew mom was always like our mom's always there. Like in the most part, for me, it wasn't always like that. So like, my mom's not gonna be the first person I go to for anything. But for my brother or sister, that's hey mom, can I get some money? Or hey mom, I don't have any diapers. Hey mom, whatever. But I hesitate to
whenever
ask
I
my
run
mom
out of
shit.
diapers and I gotta wear regular underwear.
Yeah, well, they have kids, so
Oh, for the kid. Okay, never mind.
yeah.
Disregard what I said.
Yeah. My brother's so lazy, he probably does wear them sometimes.
I'm just saying it all depends.
It's just crazy though. Like it really is to think that like your parents should be your fallback to like getting pregnant, and then you have a place of your own. You're fine. That money that you're working, save up and get a new or bigger place by the time the kid gets older.
Well, I didn't
But
get pregnant, but I did fall back on my mom.
Not necessarily, because you are there for helping reasons.
Yeah,
Well, it's the same here.
Help
Man.
for reasons, should I say?
you could say
Not
that.
helping, helpful.
Yeah,
But
I'm just here and I go and do what I'm told.
that's a switch.
Exactly.
Hey, as long as I've been here, I've never been asked to pay rent. It's not expected of me or none of that. I've never had to pay any kind of the bills, but I have never been like, no, I can't help you with that to either my grandpa or my grandma. And it's never like, I don't got time for y'all or I can't. My grandma needs something done. We schedule something and I clear my day for that. We're doing a fence right now. The fence they can't carry those 80-pound concrete bags, those quick mix bags. So that's what I'm out there doing.
You're used to
mean,
being voluntold, huh?
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to tell them no.
Right.
I've always had a roof over my head, and even in the shittiest of times.
Yeah, I
So,
wouldn't go anywhere if it wasn't for being voluntold to go do something.
well, I mean, I do live my life outside of doing, but it's just, I'm not,
I
if
don't
I
live in that.
leave,
I unplug.
I know this is home. Like, I can always come back. This is, my room may be changed around a little bit,
Mm.
but
You can't get mad.
exactly. I do. I get so mad because it's like, where was this? Like, where did you move this? Why is it? Yeah, no. And it's not like I'm mad. I'm more freaking out because it's like, where's my stuff? As a guy, I know where I leave shit. So when I leave it there, it doesn't matter how long I'm gone. I know I left it there.
Right.
I
So,
Except
used
your
to be
wallet.
that way, but then I got a bad memory.
all right. First of all, Travis, my wallet always makes its way back to me. Okay.
Yeah,
I left it
after
in the
2 days of looking.
No, I have left it all the way in another fucking town after getting arrested and made it back into my back pocket. You know what?
Are you looking for your wallet right now?
It's in my back pocket. I threw it right there on the. It is
Well, I didn't say
right
it
there.
doesn't count.
Right?
But no, I mean, it doesn't count if you look for it for 3 days and it's been in your car the whole time. It's
It's not
I
lost.
don't
It
want to
was
hear
just
all that.
misplaced.
Yeah, okay.
It's not lost. Okay, it was just misplaced. And the last place I had it was in my back pocket or in my pocket. And the thing is, I do wear a lot of sweats, so like it does just slide out my pocket. I'm like, oh, okay, then. But I mean, in the sense that, yeah, I do lose my wallet a lot. I always
And
find
your
it.
phone.
I heard a quote.
I don't lose my phone. My phone is. I got both of them. So if I lose one, the other one's like, "Hey, you left your phone here."
I heard a quote. It says,
Wait, whoa!
If
Are
you
we
know where you're
done? Are we
not-
saving quotes, or are we just throwing quotes out now?
well, if this pertains to what you're saying. I was going to ask a question afterward.
Well,
Says,
actually,
if you know where you're
we'll
not,
go
then you're
ahead
never
and
lost.
let's hold
It's-
on. We're gonna go ahead and make that the quote because we got to go
Oh.
ahead and
Okay.
end there. So go ahead and say your quote, ask your question, and we're gonna go ahead and do the outro.
And so the quote was, I don't know who said it either. So the quote was, if you know where you are not, then you're not lost. So if you know where your wallet is not, does that mean it's not lost?
No, it's still lost because you don't know where it is.
Yeah, but if you know where it's not, then it's not. Then
Then it's
same
still
logic.
lost. It's not the same logic. Actually, that quote's kind of dumb to begin with because even if I know where I'm not, I still don't know where I am.
You're
I'm
on the
very
planet
confused.
Earth.
Not knowing where you are is the definition of being lost. Not knowing where you're not is the definition of not being found. So,
But I'm not trying to be found. Okay.
well, me either. With that being said, we're gonna end it here. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Adios, mi amigos.
Don't be a dickhead to your parents.
Thank you all for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, post it on your newspaper clippings, whatever. Put it on your fridge. I don't know. But hasta lasagna. Don't get any on you.
All right, guys. We did our talk. Now it's time for us to run. We love y'all. Good night.